Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jay. If you've been here before, you're going to notice that there's been a little bit of a change. It's going to be a little bit different. So before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you see all of my future videos. I'll be posting hopefully every 3 weeks, but we'll let you know over on my Instagram if there's any change to posting schedule. So as I say, there's been a little bit of a change around here. All of my old videos around lifestyle and beauty have kind of gone, and I'm now going to be creating travel videos, which I think is more me and maybe what I should have started off with. Now that COVID is over, I can get back out travelling quite a bit, and I've got loads of trips planned already, so why not take you all with me, answer some questions and just provide you with tips and tricks that I pick up sort of along the way. And yeah, see where we go. So I just got back recently from a trip to Valencia. I've wanted to go for such a long time, it's been on my list, and so now the time has come. I was like, yeah, okay. The flights were really cheap. I think it was about £30 return from East Midlands Airport and from Nottingham, but I could be wrong and it could have been a lot cheaper than that, so I'll probably put it up here as to how much the flights actually were. And then I stayed at a hostel. I stayed for 3 nights and it was £34. And I'll link the hostel below. I stayed at the Court Youth Hostel. It was really nice, really clean, and I just booked it through booking.com. But today's video is 6 things that you can do while you're in Valencia. I had the best time, and in some ways it kind of reminded me a little bit of Barcelona, but better, a lot better. When I went to Barcelona I liked it, but it wasn't my favourite city, so I was eager to go to Valencia and see the difference. So yeah, I'm just gonna say 6 things that I really enjoyed doing, and I'll also talk through the prices of them as well, and then include any links to anything I mention. So before I get started, there's probably 2 things I should mention. I've got a list here just because it's got prices of things on, and I probably won't remember off the top of my head, but also I'm really sorry if I butcher any of the pronunciations of any of the places. I have tried to learn them, but we'll see how it goes. I will say that this list of things doesn't include sort of like your just general like wandering around. The city is stunning. It's such a beautiful place. The architecture and the buildings are just insane, and if you're into street art, there's quite a lot of street art in the Old Town, El Carmen region, and it's something that I'm massively interested in, so it's something that I spent quite a lot of time looking at, and I don't think that I saw it all. But yeah, this list is sort of just the 6 things that I spent like quite a bit of time doing, or you would spend a chunk of time doing, or you'd pay for. I'm going to try and include some clips, but everything is already on my Instagram and will be on my TikTok, and there's a lot more posts to come, and if you've got any questions just let me know. So the first thing that I did was the Oceanographic Aquarium. My ticket was around €27, which was about £22, because I have a student card. I think they accept most student cards. I would say major student cards, but I don't think the student card I have is a major one. It's not like a university one, and they still accepted it. So yeah, if you have a student card, then I would definitely try it. I think normally the tickets are around €32, so you do get a little bit of a saving. The aquarium is massive. Definitely I think one of the biggest that I've been to, and probably one of the best as well. It's also where the City of Arts and Science is, so you can get a joint pass. I wasn't interested in that, I just wanted to do the aquarium, but you can do both and get them as like a joint pass if you wanted to. But as I say, the aquarium is somewhere you could spend a whole day. I think I was there for around 3 to 4 hours, but could have easily spent more time there. And there's all sort of different sections. They do like dolphin shows, they've got like a 4D cinema, so it's just a really good day out or afternoon out. The second thing that I really enjoyed doing was spending some time on Malvarosa Beach. Malvarosa? I'm not 100% sure on the saying of that. It was busy, really busy. A lot busier than I think I expected it to be. But I went, or my aim was to go and sort of see the sunset, and then I went back and did the sunrise the next day. And it was just really nice. Even though it was busy, it was still just really kind of chill, and I really enjoyed that. So as I say, I did it at sunset, and then I also went back and did it in the morning for sunrise as well. The sunrise is amazing because of the way that, because of the side that the sun rises. So when it's set, you get a lot of the buildings behind you, so it's behind the beach, but when the sun rises, it's in front of the sea. So it was a real stunning sunrise. Got quite a bit of cloud, but apart from that, it was beautiful. Near Malvosa Beach is a place called Mukabano. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And it's kind of like a food court. There's a lot of places I've been that do things like it, but I think I was just a bit surprised that there was one so close to the beach rather than further in the city centre. But it was some of the best food I've eaten. I got to try some different croquettes, or croquettes, which were delicious. And a lot of the food was really cheap, but it meant that because everything was in like really small portions, you could try from all different places and vendors. So I really enjoyed that. It's not something that you would just walk into. I found it on Google Maps when I was looking for somewhere to eat near the beach. And as I say, you probably wouldn't notice it otherwise, as it's like just off the beach. So if it's somewhere that you're wanting to go, I'll try and find a link to it if they've got a website. I'm not 100% sure if they do. As I say, I found it on Google Maps. But yeah, if you search Mukabano on Google Maps, I'm sure it'll come up. So another thing that I did, and I did this on my last day, was I hired a bike from Eco Bike Rent. There's lots of places that you can hire a bike from, but this was one that I came across, and it was only €5 for 3 hours. It kind of went up. You could do it in different increments of time, but this was on my last day. So I knew that I didn't have all the time in the world, so I just went with 3 hours, and I rode it through the park. Now I'm not sure, I say the park like that because I'm not sure if the whole park has one name, because when you look at it on Google Maps, it's broke down into lots of different parks. But the park kind of goes the whole way through the centre, and you can ride from the old town right down to the City of Arts and Science. And I think it was genuinely one of my favourite things. I don't know if I've enjoyed something that much in a while. I felt like a child again, and it was kind of just so carefree. The like cycle lanes are so mapped out, and you kind of like split off from people walking in lots of different parts. There's lots of greenery, and it's just a really nice, refreshing ride. I mean, my legs were killing me after I got back, and I was only on it 2 hours. But it was such a nice experience, and really cheap as well. If it's something that if you're going on a budget, it was one of the cheaper ways, or cheaper things to do sort of while I was there. As I say, I just loved it so much. I think it was probably my favourite thing to do, because you see the city from a whole different side, and it's just so beautiful. Okay, number 5, and now I'm realising that I should have probably numbered this the whole way through, but I didn't, so that's fun. Also, I'm not doing this in order of favourites, I'm kind of just doing it in the order that I've wrote things down from how I remember it. Another one of my favourite things was the Mestalla Stadium, which is the home of Valencia Football Club. I'm a massive football girl. I've always been into football, so when I went to Barcelona I did the Camp Nou experience, so then I thought it's only best and only right if I do the Valencia one when I go to Valencia or Mestalla. It was really cheap as well. It was about €11.50 for an adult, but again I got a student discount, so I think it cost me around 10, I think it was around 10.20. It was about £9 anyway. And as I say, it was a guided tour, so the guide spoke in both English and in Spanish. So she would do the Spanish part first, and then she would move on and do the English part second. And it was nice because it meant that while she was doing the Spanish part, you had time to look around, to actually just take in the environment. And the same for them when she was doing the English part, for people who spoke English, the Spanish speakers was then able to sort of take it in and have some time and that kind of thing. So that was really, really nice. I don't think I'd ever really realised how big football in Valencia was. I'd heard of the team and knew they were a big team, but their stadium is massive and it fits around 55,000 people in, I think. And yeah, I don't think I'd ever really realised how big it would be. But it's a huge stadium. And again, it's kind of just outside of the city. But it's easy to get to, and yeah, was a great experience all around. And then finally is the El Miguelete tower, which is part of the Valencia Cathedral. So this tower was a 207 step bell tower, and it was only €2, which I think worked out at around £1.69, £1.70. And it wasn't a timed thing, you got as much time as you wanted. I mean, it took me a while to do all the steps, but yeah, once you climb to the top, the views of the city, you got a 360-degree view of the city, and it was just beautiful. I don't know if you can go up at sunset. So people had said to go up at sunset, or I'd seen online that it was a great sunset spot. I think I went up about 2 hours before sunset, but I'm not sure if it is open that late. I don't know how you'd get back down in the dark because the stairs are pretty dark. But again, it was so worth it and it was so cheap. And a great way to see the city from above. I love anything like that where you sort of get panoramic views. So yeah, it just made sense. But yeah, they're the 6 things that I think I enjoyed the most. If you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them down below. As I said, please subscribe. These are kind of going to be the videos that I do going forward, with a lot of other ones, and hopefully I'm going to be doing some on the go. I should have really thought about that before I went this time, but I didn't really think about it until I got back and I decided that I want to start my YouTube. So yeah, next time I'll take you with me. But yeah, the next video I'm hopefully going to do is a video on getting around and all the different types of passes and ways to get around the city. So if that's a video that you'd be interested in, let me know, and yeah, I'll be posting it in about 3 weeks. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you again soon.